Alright, looks like I got this all figured out and I am now live. So today's stream is going to be a little bit differently. I'm going to go live. I got a couple of goals I have in mind. One being chatting about the Ultimate Survivor Challenge. We're going to talk about some of the rules associated with that. We're also going to talk about some of the questions that have come in. I'll provide some feedback as well on the background, like, hey, where did this challenge come from? Where did the idea, whole concept come about? And so that's kind of the goal of today, all while actually seeing what a new world would be like in the new meta with the new recent update that just came in last night, started today. So that's how I'm going to start this. I'm going to go ahead and go into create a new expert world. And let's just dive right in, see what this looks like from the very beginning. Alright, so it looks like we got a couple of UI changes. The ready up looks a little bit different. No? So that's kind of unique. Alright, so while this map is loading here, let's talk about the challenge. So the whole premise of the challenge, the Ultimate Survivor Challenge, is to essentially complete the expert mode, but without the use of any of the totem charms. So that's going to be the basic foundation of the challenge itself. We're also not going to want to use any of the Star Wars stuff as well. So I'm going to go ahead and collect that so I can get rid of it. And then Triggerfish is also going to give me that first totem. Okay, so just to begin, I'm not even going to equip this. I'm going to keep this up, and I'm going to keep this out of my inventory. So the UI is a little bit differently, so I'm going to kind of work with that. So let's see. We're going to need some torches first now to create a campfire. That was in the patch notes, and that's why I think things are a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So when Lego Fortnite first came out, we kind of jumped on that. I'd been playing, Fortnite for a long time. Before that, I was a Save the World fan a lot. I'm stuck in a place right now where not too many people can help me, so I have not been able to finish Save the World. So I've kind of crossed over. What appealed to me about Lego Fortnite in particular is the fact that you can get really creative, and that's what I like about it. So let's see. I thought we were supposed to start with a axe. I guess not in this mode. Maybe that was just cozy. So let's go ahead and collect some supplies real quick so we can get a bench down. Not very wooded out here. So yeah, so here I am playing Lego Fortnite. I started getting really creative. My buddy Level Up Royal, he really started getting into Lego Fortnite on his own. We always played regular Fortnite at night, and kind of got into it. Then he had the great idea of starting to build that adventure park, and that's when Lego Fortnite really caught my attention, because quite honestly, I love the tinkering of the mechanics and pushing limits to see what we can and can't make something do. And so that's kind of a driving force for me in terms of what caught my attention with Lego Fortnite. And of course, you got the survival aspect of it, as well as okay, torches. So we're going to need vines. Same thing. Okay, so of course we got the survival aspect of it. and then we've got different things. So I do have different worlds. I have a main survival world that I play kind of on my own. There's a survival world that me and a bunch of friends have come together to play on from time to time, just to get out there, have a little bit of fun. I also have a sandbox mode. That's what I use to honestly test a lot of the mechanics for the adventure park prior to putting them into either my survival world or building them in the adventure park that my buddy and I level up have been working on. So I think you need both in a sense. And then after starting to go through the expert challenge, I had realized that hey, there's something to this game. I wonder how far we can take it. So expert mode released, and then my buddy and I we decided to start playing. And we had an unfortunate incident to which he had died and forgot to equip the totem. So it's just kind of me stuck in that world. I was playing for a little bit more. I was just trying to get acquainted with the mode. And then just on a whim, I decided, hey, let me just unequip this totem, go as far as I can, and then, hopefully maybe we'll create another world later on with my buddy and I. So that's kind of where that whole premise started. Just didn't want to do the totem, just wanted to see how far I could get. And then I started noticing a few things that really kind of brought the challenge to my mind, which was, how far can we take this, and is it much? Okay, so I'm going to burn my totem and Star Wars binoculars. So those are gone now. Alright. So no crafting bench upgrades, but we can produce some stuff now already. That's kind of neat. And cord, planks, that's the same. Hunting sword, wooden rods. Okay. Alright, so that's kind of where the challenge came about. Then I thought to myself, man, this would be a great community challenge. There's a lot of amazing builders out there. A lot of people looking to take, an existing good game and make it, even more challenging. I'd seen a lot of the work that the folks at Craftopia had done in their previous Jedi Challenge, and I thought, this is a group of people that may understand kind of where I'm coming from on this as well. And so I reached out to them and see if they would be interested in kind of, co-sponsoring the idea and the concept, and they were on board. And surprisingly, I also use them as a soundboard to determine whether or not, hey, am I crazy for thinking of a challenge like this? Only to find out that one of them in particular had already been working on a no totem challenge version as well. So then I felt a little bit more at ease about my thought process, and so I just want to thank Kaboom for kind of using him as a soundboard for my crazy idea. And that's how oh, look at this, I just hit the lottery. And so that's how my crazy idea just kind of started to mature. And then working together, we kind of finalized what some of those rules were going to look like as well. And here we are. So that's kind of where the Ultimate Survivor Challenge kind of came from in particular. And more granite. Okay. And so yeah. So if there are people to thank, for sure, it's definitely going to be the folks over at the Craftopia group. If you haven't been part of their server, their Discord server, or challenges in the past, I truly encourage you to join that server. A link is in the description of this live feed, which will take you to the group as well. You'll be able to, not only that, but you'll be able to get some information on this particular challenge as well. So make sure you show them folks more granite. Okay, make sure you show them folks, and when you see them in their other videos, thank them for all the hard work that they do, because they're very much a part of going to be what the success of this challenge in particular. All right. Let me fight off some of these real quick. Ooh, took a hit there. All right, so let's get to where we are at here. Okay, so, oh wow, look at that. We're getting purple stuff already. Interesting. It's still shy on the granite. Gotta love that. Okay, so compost bin already. Excellent. Okay. I'm gonna try and get a couple things set up here real quick, and then I'm gonna start talking about the rules of the challenge in particular. All right, let's see. What do I have for builds? Any kind of pillars. Yeah, we got some pillars. Okay, that's enough to get going here, so let me do that. So we can free build at the start of this now a little bit, so that's kind of good. All right. We're going to try and get some of this going. Okay, so rules of the challenge. Okay, so first off, no Totem of Return use at all during the entire game. That includes from the very beginning, as you saw, even in this new meta. Prior to, the first thing that I would do is collect 3 wood, put down a campfire, and burn the totem. Now, with this new meta changing a little bit to where the campfire requires the use of a torch, it means that you're going to have to put down a bench, craft the torch, so on and so forth, and then be able to do the campfire. So I've kept the totem out of my inventory on the equip side until I had the time to burn it. So that's what I did, you know, from the very start there, even in this new meta. Moving forward, you're not going to be able to craft any totems of return to move forward in the game, but we can craft health charms as much as you want. Any of the health charms, it's just no use of totem of returns. So that's going to be the basis of rule number 1. This gives you essentially one life only. Rule number 2, no use of villagers in any way. This includes using them to gather materials or any other resource jobs. Okay, so I'm not going to ask them to hang out or go with me. Right now they're hanging out in the village. I'm not going to be using them. They're just kind of there. If we were to go in the Star Wars area, we can get rid of Brevera. And then Triggerfish, I think, is just going to try and find a place with you for a long time. I don't know, we'll see. But no using them, do not ask them to, so if you talk to them, you have the ability to have them go on a journey with you after you put down your village marker, but that is a no-go for this game mode. You do have to do this alone, so that's going to be the other part of this. This is not a team challenge. This is a solo Ultimate Survivor challenge as well. You cannot have friends joining in at any point in time to maybe just help you gather resources or anything to that effect. The whole idea is to get to the basic roots of the game, going in and surviving on your own. Okay? So that's going to be the next rule there, no Star Wars weapons. There was one of the questions that had come up with regards to the Star Wars caves. Yes, you can use the caves if you want. It's going to be just like any other resource area. People say that may present kind of an unfair advantage. I kind of went back and forth on that. I know the others did as well. But hey, it's too hard to police. You can use the caves if you want. Just no using the villagers. So just know that. I kind of talked about rule number 5 already. You can use any of the other health charms that you want to craft, just no use of Totem of Returns in any of the varieties or rarities. As far as animals go, they do not help you battle. They are technically resources. And so if you want to use animals, that is definitely okay. And then one of the requirements of the challenge overall, well, we're trying to complete the expert challenge as a whole. So if you've done that already, collected your trophies, you're basically going to go through the whole thing all over again without the use of a return charm or a return totem. That means you're going to have to battle a Stormwild Brute in each of the biomes, grassland, desert, frostland. And then you're going to want to also record that. So we're going to want to see that you are battling those Stormwild Brutes. We're going to want to see video evidence of that. And then we're going to ask that you upgrade a village to level 10 in each of the 3 biomes as well, grassland, desert, and frostland. And so by doing that, you're essentially completing the expert mode challenge again to get the trophies. The only difference is you're doing it with the use of Totem of Returns. So that's the basic premise of the challenge, along with not being able to use any of the villagers as well. So let's see. Let's go get some more granite here. All right, so you're completing the challenge. You're trying to figure out where you're going to put all those materials. Well, we want you to record it, but we can't have you uploading the actual video itself to the Discord server. So what we're asking is that wherever you put your videos, say if you're going to use YouTube as a source, Twitch, other areas, we're going to ask that you take the videos you recorded as proof, and then you're going to give us the links on the Discord server. If you're unsure where that Discord server is, that's going to be located in the description of this video or the actual video for the challenge. So any questions on that as to where it's located, feel free to click the link in the descriptions. That'll give you the other information. Okay. More in particular on that, I can hear that. Uh-oh. Bear with me, folks. Gotta not miss my shots here. Oh, there's an actual swing there. know if you all remember the gameplay when you first started the game, but I did not like the rollies at all when I first started playing the game. I thought they were the craziest enemies, and now you just kind of learn the timing, and it's all about your patience. So that is definitely a key to the Survivor Challenge, as well as patience in fighting all your enemies. You develop a new found relationship with your level of patience in how you play games, as well as I've learned going through the challenge myself. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? Yes, so the Discord server. Yes, so if you're not already a member of the Craftopia Discord server, now would be a great time to join. On there, not only do you get in contact with a lot of great people who are like-minded and really enjoy the game as well, but I found that it's just a really good source of information to learn how to play the game modes as well. You got a lot of people who are just overly friendly and willing to lend a hand and help. I've seen partnerships develop as part of, what I've seen in that server. Just really, really good people overall. That's what I really like about Lego Fortnite as well. It's a community that it has already built. So that community is why I wanted to come up with, a community challenge. As community challenges are great because in my opinion, it's going to help grow the community as a whole. So once you grow the community, then everybody helps each other out, and that's the whole premise, right? So I want to see this challenge take off. I want to see a lot of success. I want to see a lot of you earning that Ultimate Survivor badge, basically, badge of honor. Oh wow, the axe does not kill a chicken on the first go. Interesting. Why? Because I want to see the success in the community as a whole. Because I think if you enjoy it, others enjoy it, you'll spread the word, and the community just grows as a whole. So that's kind of where I come from. Plus, we're supporting a good group of people. So I kind of chatted about, where everything goes. How long does the challenge take place? Well, we launched it officially, soft launch, I guess, sort of talking about it on the 20th. Yesterday, everything became official and out there. And so we're essentially giving one entire month for the challenge to take place. You have an entire month to complete this. That means that the challenge will go now and go all the way until the 21st of July, the year 2024. If you happen to fail the challenge, by all means, you have the ability to restart it again. The time's going to end on the 21st of July. Now, I talked about the Discord stuff. There's also one key important element that I forgot. I have a note here to make sure I highlight, and that is the fact that you got to make sure you post the links to the correct Discord server area, and that is going to be the No Totem Challenge. So that link that's in the description will take you directly to that No Totem Challenge. So be mindful of that. If you happen to post your videos in another one of the servers, just know that we may probably miss them. But technically, if you want it to be counted as official, they need to go in the appropriate server location. So please be mindful of that when you go to post your video footage for us to review as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing a lot of these videos. I'm gonna probably learn a lot of stuff myself as a result of the footage you send. There's a lot of different tactics that I've noticed people use when kind of working and fighting different enemies, and quite frankly, learning about those different tactics are going to make me a better player as well. And if we have a chance to share those tips and tricks with the community, I think it's great. So if you are completing this challenge and you've learned something great, a really good tip that's very helpful, by all means, if you don't mind, I'd really like to share some of those tips and tricks on here as well. So, let's see, we're going to make some planks, wooden rods, and wolf claws. Okay. All right, so let me switch. All right, so we went over the rules, and now I want to talk about some of the questions that have come in and provide some responses associated with those questions as well. And so one of the big ones that have come in, which I think some of them are addressed in terms of this update, but one of the questions that really came in was, can you use glitches and exploits? And the answer is no. Why is because we really want to go back to the roots of the game. I watched a video recently where Queen Surge has indicated how we're trying to get back to the roots of the game. That's what Fortnite has been concentrating a lot of their content on, just really enriching the game experience for everybody who are starting out. So just getting back to the root of the game, in my opinion, is the true nature of that challenge. Glitches and exploits, I'm not saying you're gaming the system or cheating it. Regular gameplay, that's one thing, but I just want to play the game how it's intended to be played, right? So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that I want to focus on the gameplay as it's intended to be played. So I hope that answers that kind of experience. One of the glitches in particular had everything to do with the new crafting bench. Now that we cannot upgrade it, we cannot do any of the exploits associated with that. I have not seen if anybody's tested the bed exploit yet with caves in different areas. It may or may not be there, but we're not wanting to do that, folks. I just want to toss that out there. We want just natural gameplay associated with this challenge. One of the other questions, this was a good question in my opinion that came back. What if villagers are fighting people on their own? So right now we have Triggerfish and Captain Provera just kind of hanging out with this village. I'm not having them do anything, but they're hanging out. And should an enemy come in here, if they decide to fight the enemy, that's on them. That's not for me causing that. It's the same as if a wolf ran into another wolf and they begin to fight. It's kind of collateral damage in my opinion, so that's not counting against you. Same thing goes for leading enemies near friendlies or other enemies, right? To me, that's all part of collateral damage. If you happen to run back to this area right now and Triggerfish is hanging out over here with Captain Bravera and they happen to take out the wolf that has been chasing you, that's collateral damage. If you're near a Star Wars cave and the rebel force is happen to shoot their lasers at enemy, that's collateral damage as well. If you're leading somebody to it, that's going to be too hard to police, right? You're not the one causing it. In my opinion, you're trying to get enemies to fight each other sometimes, so they focus their attention away from you. And so to me, that's the same concept. Okay, so is that okay? The answer is yes. It's going to be too hard to police otherwise as well. So we're just going to make sure that we allow that. Okay. Collecting drop materials. So I had one person reach out to me and ask, hey, if I did this, am I allowed to collect the materials? Well, I mean, yes. I mean, if you were out wandering around and you found materials as a result of two enemies fighting each other, hey, that's a bonus, right? So let's see, what am I coming up to right now? Looks like coming up to a feather. So something happened here. That's bonus materials, just kind of dropped. I got a good spot. Look at this. I got a desert biome right here. And the makings of a cave as well, not too far from my spot. So I scored on this one. Well, that brings me to my next. Oh, and I can see the Frostlands biome at the distance as well. There's one of the frozen peaks over there. So I kind of scored on this one. So that brings me to another question that I was starting to get. Can you pick your own seed, or do you have to use a random seed? You know what? if there was a seed that you knew of, that you knew where all the caves were, by all means, I'd say go for it. I don't see that hindering the actual gameplay itself. I don't think it's gaming the system, even though you kind of know where the caves are. That's one thing. But really, it's not affecting the gameplay, right? So the natural gameplay, the no villagers, no totem, none of that's being affected by what the seed you select is or happen to get. For me, I wanted to do a random seed. That's just me. I thought about using one of the seeds that I'm very familiar with, because my personal survival world plus my sandbox world are actually matching seeds. I did that on purpose, so that I kind of identified where some of the caves were a little bit better in my survival world. But that's okay also. Even if you use the duplicate seed, what I have found is the major landmarks are all the same, but the vegetation will be potentially different or not be the same. So I say that because both seeds, my lake was in the exact same spot, the overall shape of the lake was exactly the same, but the vegetation was completely different. The islands that were on one seed, in one of them, is completely different than the islands that are in the other one. So even though the lake is exactly the same, the island look that's in the middle was completely different. So that was kind of unique. So does it offer an advantage? Maybe, maybe not. But again, it's really focusing on the actual gameplay itself. So can you use your own seed? Absolutely. You're not required to. Pick a random seed. That's just kind of where it's at. If you decide to go random like I just did, great, but you're not required to. So we have another good question. It just came in today, and so I'm going to pose a question here, but we haven't finished kind of discussing it as a group. Just know that the follow-up of this question will be posted in the Discord server soon. And so that question is, what happens if I die as a result of my internet connection crashing? And so we just got some video footage of that happening to one of the people who have already been grinding away at the challenge. So that's where we're going to work on an answer and provide that answer as soon as we can collaborate as a group on that one. The video footage that was sent in was very definitive, that it shows a player just kind of being locked up and then what appeared to be a loss of internet connection based on the error message, and upon going back into the world, they were definitely dead. So more to come on that, because they asked for solutions moving forward. So once we rule on that, the only thing I can say is please pay attention to the Discord server, because that's where all the information is going to be at. And if you have any additional questions as well, the Discord server is also going to be the place for those. So please place your questions on that. And we're going to get moving. So you say, well, why am I doing all of this, right? This is going to be the last part where we will kind of discuss why should I take this challenge. Well, I hear a lot of people say from time to time, I'm bored with this game, or it's not offering any more content than what it is. Well, is that true to a certain extent? And I say, well, everybody's experience is always different with any game that they play. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're starting a brand new game, if you're starting an existing game that you played before, but from a different perspective, everybody's game experience is going to be different. And so another part of this challenge is taking that same game experience that had everything to do with the expert challenge, but now offering a different perspective to take that challenge up a notch. Okay, so we're trying to keep it interesting for everybody as well, right? I mean, quite frankly, if the people who are going to complete this challenge, in my opinion, are truly going to be the best Lego Fortnite players we have out there, having survived all of this without the use of any of those return charms. In my survival world, have I died as a result of combat? And the answer is absolutely I have. Have I learned from that? Yes. Is there a difference in gameplay between the old Survivor and the new expert mode? Oh, absolutely. Simply not having that defense armor as part of the charms was a big game changer. Not to mention adding storm wild animals throughout the challenge. Now, there are tips and tricks that you can use to help defend a lot of these animals, but that doesn't take away from how much faster they are, how much stronger they are, how impacted your running may be because if it relates to temperature and stuff like that. So all of these are definitely factors that play into it. So why do all of this? Well, number one, we want to help grow the community. So we're going to offer an alternative to keep this game more flavorful, more spicy, to keep everybody entangled into wanting to play some more. And that's just one avenue. I got to tell you, that's one avenue. One of the things that I kind of mentioned that encourages me about this game the most is the mechanics associated with the game. If you happen to notice, our video on the Adventureland Park, you'll see that we're challenging a lot of the mechanics associated with the game, coming up with all these different types of rides and stuff like that. I see a lot of amazing builders by a lot of the folks on the Craftopia team as well who are challenging those mechanics. We're making this game do stuff I don't think it was ever designed to do, and for me, that's what keeps me engaged. And then there's times where I want to just kind of switch gears and just go play in my world for a little bit and just kind of get lost into a little bit. For me, it's kind of a detachment. I get to de-stress from my day-to-day work happenings from time to time as well. And so I just like playing the game. Just gets my mind off of it, change gears, everything's good. So it's different for everybody. But then there's more, right? There's always more. In this particular case, I really wanted to bring something to the community as part of this challenge. I know that the folks over at Craftopia, they felt strongly that they wanted to support the challenge itself, and so I decided to recognize some of our finishers. So our top three first round finishers, the top three. There's going to be V-Buck giveaways associated with being the top three players that complete this challenge. But more importantly, everybody who completes this challenge is actually going to receive a special digital badge of honor that they're going to have associated with their name on the Discord server as well. And that's going to kind of be a highlight that sets you apart from the others, to say that you completed this challenge and you are truly the ultimate Lego Fortnite survivor. So that's stuff to keep in mind. The V-Bucks seem to be a driver for certain people, and that's great. Others, they're just really excited to kind of tackle this challenge from a different perspective, and that's great too. I look at it from my perspective, content creator type of hat. I just want to see the community grow. When it comes time to this challenge, I didn't want to have, when I created the video, I didn't want to have anything Joker Plays related in the intro, outro, because that's not what this challenge is about. This challenge is about, you as a community, us as a community as a whole together. We all interact. So from a content creator purpose, this is what you're going to see me doing from time to time. I'm going to go live. I'm going to log into these worlds, and if I come across any tips or tricks, I may share that to help you succeed as well. I encourage that if you have any of those tips or tricks as well, to just even start a verbal chat in the Discord server and say, hey, if you need help with this is what I found to be easy. Or, hey, this is the best way to start collecting ruby very quickly in the caves. This is a way to get sneak through the caves. Or you may have had to do the challenge a couple times. And you say, you know what? I found out we need to put a lot of emphasis on putting damage essence on our crossbow quickly to engage in some of the bigger enemies. So all of those tips are pretty important. So if you can take a moment to share those, by all means, please do. There are a couple of speedrunners that I know are working diligent to complete this challenge, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from them here soon on that. But like I said, more importantly, I'm just pretty excited overall to see this challenge happen in the community and the support that it has been getting. So thank you very much. I know this stream has gone on for about 45 minutes or so. I'm just kind of checking around here. So I'm going to actually sign off on the live stream. Don't forget to hit up on the Discord server if anything comes up, but I'm definitely going to give it a go on this new update for a little bit. I just about 30 minutes prior to me logging in, I finally got my machine upgraded. I forgot to do that earlier when I got up and before I got busy around the house. So had a bunch of stuff I had to catch up on around the house, so this was kind of the first time I got to play the game today, and gonna have some fun for a little bit before I turn in for the night. So thank you again, everybody, for catching the stream. Thank you so much for the folks over at the Craftopia Discord and all of our key holders, and especially the mods that are going to be helping review the video content as well. Everybody's playing a big role in this, so please encourage everybody here listening and watching to go over and say thank you to everybody on the team as well. Truly grateful to have the support from that group of folks as well. So thank you so much, and I really hope to hear from you soon on this challenge. So until then, everybody have a good night, good morning, good day, and look forward to seeing everybody complete the challenge. So thank you.